Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. Yes, welcome all of my friends to Couch Pilots. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, a.k.a. the Black Martian, and across from me is Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening, Captain. How are you?
I'm great. It's ironic because the Martian from Looney Tunes, he was black, technically.
He was. He had almost no defining features, except he was just like a little black man with a perfectly round head.
Did that factor into you naming that one for this episode?
I think my nickname of the Black Martian predates any Warner Brothers cartoon, nice. So if anything, it informed their decision to make that character. I appreciate you asking, though.
Sure. Welcome aboard to all our listeners.
Yes, welcome.
We're glad to have you here tonight. Just like every Monday night, we cozy up in front of a couple microphones.
Yeah.
We now have cameras going all the time.
Yeah.
And we're here to do a service to you, the listener.
Sure we do. We know what you want.
We know what you like.
We know what you love.
We know what you're going to get.
And we're going to give it to you.
Hard and fast.
That's right. And without restraint.
Well, maybe some restraints if they ask.
Mm-hmm. Almost with no compliance, though.
Oh, no compliance. Never.
It takes the fun out of it. Takes the fun of what we're doing here. And I think a lot of people would agree with everything we just said. And such is the case that people reach out to us on the regs. People say that, right? That's something people still say, on the regs?
I think that's still relevant.
I like to think that I am in touch with current pop culture and what the slang is. So people reach out to us, and we call it fan feedback. People receive frequent flyer points for that, and we can get into that later. But let's start the show off with some red-hot, sexy fan feedback.
Red hot and sexy, you say. Is that what you want? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys. It's the voice from your fellow FCF Network show, Drunken Lullabies, and also IBWIP. I'm glad you guys didn't answer. It's dangerous to answer the phone when you're out flying. I know one of you should be available since you take turns, flying the plane, but it's always best to do everything in dual control, so I applaud you for that. Anyway, you guys were just asking for some suggestions on pilots that maybe we, the frequent flyers, would be interested in hearing about. I have one that I know myself, and probably Adam Z from Low Blow would be interested in hearing about, and that would be K9 and Company, which was a Doctor Who spinoff featuring Elizabeth Sladen in the role of Sarah Jane Smith. She was a frequent companion of the Doctor. So just thought I would mention that one, see if you guys can find it. Love to hear you talk about it. All right, well, until I see you guys next time, may your music be loud and your beers be cold. We'll see you in a week.
Ah, yes.
Hello, I'm Lori, the girl that's always cuddling with...
I just can't get it right for the life of me.
Dustin from Drunken Lullabies. Love that guy. He's been on the show a handful of times.
Yeah, it was an interesting voicemail. It was like a plug/request.
Yeah, he did.
A plug slash.
That's what I would have called it.
A plug of flesh.
K9 and Company, huh?
Yeah.
I have not. You know what? Honestly, I have a list of hundreds and hundreds of pilots that we plan on doing. That's not on the list.
All right. But we pride ourselves that when people leave voicemails and make those kind of requests, we will do our due diligence to see if it meets the three criteria that we have. And so he spoke for Adam Z, though. I don't understand why he spoke for it. Maybe they have talked about it?
It's almost a year since the first FCF Network, FCF Network marathon. And those two... You got the Low Blow podcast, you got Adam Z, you got Dave Rowan. Adam was the only one that made it to the first marathon. He's a straight guy, he works with a gay guy, but I tell you what, by the end of that marathon, I tell you Adam Z was the gay guy, and so was Dustin. Those guys were in love with each other.
Oh, Tons of love. So you're going to put that in the pachinko machine and just do your due diligence, and we'll see what we can do.
You know what?
Don't make any promises.
Screw that. I'm making a promise right now.
Oh my God!
I've already found it. I can't believe I haven't run across this before, but here it is.
I can't believe it's not butter.
This is a series of canola oils. K9 & Company, it is a real thing. It's called K9 & Company, A Girl's Best Friend. It's from the year of our Lord, 1981. We're going to hit the 80s again real soon.
I love the 80s.
And you can bet that we're going to be doing K9 & Company, A Girl's Best Friend. What a great suggestion. And I tell you what, frequent flyers, it is just that simple. You contact the show. Dustin was sitting around thinking about stuff that he loves. He picked up the phone. He called the number 910 Pilots 1. He left a voicemail, said what he thought, and boom, here we are talking about it. And ultimately, we're going to be reviewing that show. It's just that easy.
Right. So if you have any suggestions for pilots that we should watch, or if you just want to send us a voicemail and tell us how wonderful we are, it's 910 Pilots 1, which is then in turn deciphered as...
It's very clearly as 910-745-6871. Use your touch tone telephone. I will say that our line is not compatible with rotary phones.
No.
So definitely do that. And yes, absolutely we will watch K9 & Company. I'm totally excited. I had no idea it existed. I feel like I should have crossed this somewhere in my travels, and I have not. And that's the case. Sometimes people will tell us this is what I want to see, and we already know about it, but we're going to move it to the top of the list. And if we don't know about it, and if I can find it, we're going to move that to the top of the list. So what a great example of that happening.
Yeah, and he got a plug in there, too.
Oh, he won all around.
King of the plugs.
King of the plugs. God bless him. God bless the FCF Network. God bless Drunken Lullabies.
God bless the USA.
Do we have any more God bless the fan feedback?
We're darn tootin' we do.
Do we now?
Tyler, I'm sorry that it took us an extra week, but here it is. Tyler...
Don't call him Ty.
Yeah, Ty. Captain Rest Assured, that's me.
Yeah.
I would keep an eye on the Black Magistrate.
What's that?
I have a theory that after Jason had shown signs of alcohol abuse, DSJ tried to lend a helping hand. The two got into a tussle, and DSJ was mortally wounded. That's when Jason noticed that Biermanski was witness to the whole thing. In a fit of fear and rage, Jason took care of him too, thus explaining the whereabouts of DSJ and Biermanski.
Okay.
Woo, that's a lot to take in.
Wow. I would almost chalk this up to fan fiction to some degree. That's a
good idea. That's a good idea. That's interesting. Unfortunately, we do record a little bit ahead of time, so sometimes these aren't as timely as they should be.
Right.
We did find DSJ. He was in Wyoming in a field. He's married.
Thank
we
God.
don't know the wife's name, but I don't know about Biermanski. I don't know if he's been found or not.
This is almost like a crossover episode. When you have a couple of cop dramas on NBC, and then one of the characters from one of them pops up on another one. It's like, I had to come to New Orleans to solve this case, and now I'm here with these other people you recognize. The Drunken Lullabies podcast, great show. They have The Voice, who you just heard on the hotline there, and you also have Biermanski, the co-host, who's there for most of the shows. Biermanski, for those who don't follow Drunken Lullabies, has been missing for the past month.
Something about an orb.
Yeah, I think he was dressed as Baby New Year, running around on New Year's Eve. And
that sounds just like Biermanski.
It does. And then he got caught up in some sort of cult. Some would say the cult of personality.
Occulto?
Occulto personality, the Living Color classic.
I'm occulto personality.
Like drinking craft beer. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
This show is built on the back of his one line of song.
Oops. So it's a good theory that he has concerning Biermanski. I personally don't know where he is still. That could account for maybe I did murder him.
Well, wouldn't you know if you murdered him?
I lose track of so much time.
Let me ask you a couple questions just to see if I can jog your memory.
My memories?
Did I say memories?
I wanted to hear
your pituitary glands.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Yeah.
Where was the last time you saw Biermanski?
It was definitely New Year's Eve. I had just put a diaper on him. He had.
I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
Because without a lawyer present, I don't think you should continue.
You know what? I pretty much do whatever anyone tells me, so I'm glad you stopped me, or else I probably would have continued.
But I don't think that you're the murdering type.
That doesn't incriminate me. Just because I put a diaper on a man who was last seen in a diaper? Oh, shit.
Tyler, thank you very much. Again, great example of fan feedback. Great example of, like you said, doing some, what's it called? Fan
fiction.
Fan fiction.
But it's good, too, because usually fan fiction is about a bunch of characters having sex with each other. And his was sex-free.
It was just violent. And so once I read that, I quickly responded to him.
Good.
Because Couch Pilots, if you look on Facebook, we pride ourselves. We have a 99% response rating, and it's within less than an hour.
Yep.
Tyler, that theory just got you 1,000 frequent flyer points.
Nothing to shake a stick at.
Thanks for listening and supporting the show. This will definitely be discussed on an up-a-cupping.
Mm-hmm. Is that like the Disney Channel show Bubble Guppies?
Yes.
Great cartoon.
And then he says, thanks, just watching out. And Tyler, thank you. Thank you for watching out. For myself, DSJ, Biermansky, and the Black Magistrate.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you reaching out to us. And as you see, we do reach back. So we're not some snobby podcast that you drop a couple lines on and it's radio silence. We're there to talk right back to you because we love you so much. Is that fair to say?
I love everybody.
Yeah. There's 7 billion people in the world. How many of them do you love?
3.
That's far from everybody, Captain Rest Assured.
Not if it's just the 3 that matter.
That's fine. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Amen.
And amen to you. And amen to boarding this airplane.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
We live in a cynical world, and we work in a business of tough competitors. Failed pilots have a lot of choices when it comes to airplane-themed podcasts, but we are rated number 1 by the Better Business Bureau. There's a reason, time and time again, these one-off TV shows choose couch pilots to represent them.
Cleanliness, first and foremost.
Godliness, then.
Godliness, safety.
Mm-hmm. Teamwork.
Preparation.
Mm-hmm.
H.
Yep.
And great soundtrack.
Yeah. What else do you need?
Nothing.
Honestly, we say that confidently. We tell our competitors what our formula is.
We tell them that we're the predator.
Yeah, we tell our competitors that we're the predator. And that we can see ultraviolet rays, right? We can see in heat. That's why you got to cover yourselves in cold mud. The truth of the matter is, we're so good at what we do, and we know exactly what the formula is to success that we give it out there. Just like Elon Musk, we give out our patents for anyone to use because we know that we do it best.
Right.
Right?
Right. Didn't know that. That was interesting. Fact.
Well, there you go. I'm telling you a little something about your own business. Today we discussed the pilot episode.
I didn't know about Elon Musk.
Monks.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cologne.
Tesla. SpaceX. Solar-powered roof tiles.
Okay. Elon Musk.
Lithium nitron batteries.
Elon Musk.
Today we discussed the pilot episode of Turner and Hooch from the year of our Lord 19 plus 90. Great year.
I would venture to say that was a good year for the Roses. I was a freshman in high school. Had to have been.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. Great year.
Let's see. If I was 15, you were 9?
That's right. That's exactly right. Nailed it. You nailed that shit.
High five that shit.
Let's go back in time. I'm 9. You're 15. What happened in 1990? Let's get our minds back in that year so we can properly digest this pilot.
Right. This show is built on the back of his back burps.
Oh, my God.
With a little bit of extra on the lip.
Whew, excuse me. John M. Poindexter, former National Security Advisor, is convicted on multiple felony counts.
For what?
I don't know.
Who cares?
John M. That's a nerd's name, right? Poindexter? Like that's the quintessential nerd name.
Yeah. You walking around like you was Poindexter.
Yeah.
Next case luncheon, high class function.
Music
Food is served with Stone Cold Munchin'.
That's right.
What was that? Who was that?
That was Young MC.
Ah, yes, my bro.
Bust a move.
Bust a move with a Young MC, my man.
Don't just stand there. Bust one move. What are you looking at, Poindexter?
I think the move was a nut.
Bust a don't just stand there. Ejaculate.
Don't just stand there, bust a nut. Because
So like jack off on all this food that's being presented.
right. Because me and Jacob were listening to a song today, and it goes, "Well, I used to know your wife. She's on the darkest corner of her life." But we changed it because we think that the original lyrics were, "Well, I used to fuck your wife. I was the darkest point in her life," or something like that.
Okay. Is that genuine what you think, or are you trying to weird out that shit?
No, I genuinely think that was the original lyrics.
Just like, what was it, the Black Eyed Peas? Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. It used to be, let's get retarded. That was the original lyrics.
No.
It was?
No,
yeah, it was. What's another one? Lips Incorporated, you know that disco band?
No.
Freak out.
Yeah? Okay.
Freak out.
Yeah.
That used to be, fuck you. Fuck you.
Whitey?
They, I think they were like denied entrance to a club, so they went back and wrote that song,
makes
"Aw,
sense.
fuck you," but then they can't release
Right,
that.
yeah.
Just like "Forget You" was "Fuck You" by who's that big fat bald guy?
That
CeeLo.
Yeah, didn't he like sexually abuse a girl or something?
I don't know. He's like if he's like the Gripper from the last show that we talked about. You couldn't get away from that guy. He's too huge.
Right. Wow. The pilots that we watch lead us in so many directions.
Fuck you. Remember that song?
Yeah. Fuck you.
Margaret Thatcher announces her resignation as British Prime Minister after John Major is chosen to lead the country and Conservative Party.
I don't know much about British politics. I thought they just had a king and queen.
Yeah. What's the king's name of Britain currently?
Roddy Piper?
King Piper?
Piper's Pit. I don't know. I don't know anything about... That's the funny thing. Like, I don't know much about the UK in general. Mm-hmm. I know they have a monarchy because I listened to Hamilton.
Now, Hamilton is fairly new, and you are not fairly new as a human being. Surely you didn't learn about the monarchy.
Shirley, don't call me Shirley.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I couldn't just... I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it.
Are you autistic?
Could be.
Okay.
I don't know much about British government. I know that they have disbanded, and now they're different than everybody else. Right?
Are you talking about the Brexit?
Yeah, what is a Brexit? I thought that was like like a biscuit you ate in the morning.
It's like brunch.
Betwixt?
It's brunch, yeah. It's betwixt brunch and lunch. So it's like breakfast, brunch, Brexit, lunch.
If I didn't have you in my life, I would be just walking around going, "Ugh."
I hope that's not the case. But the monarchy is they're mascots, right? They're mascots.
Sure. At this point, they have little or no control. They're just like a fancy couch in a living room.
It's a colossal waste. They're figureheads with no power. They just wave in parades. They go visit countries and shake hands for goodwill. What? I don't get it. Why keep that up? It seems like a colossal waste of money.
I think it is all about money. I mean, these people have the money until they run out of the money to look like they are the And I think it has a lot to do with tradition. We have a lot of tradition here in the United States of America.
Yeah.
And to the Republic. We have a lot of those things.
I don't get it. I have no interest in monarchy. A fire at an unlicensed social club called Happy Land in New York kills 87. What do you think of when you hear social club?
What do I think?
Right.
I think of a safe place where people can come and do artwork and, like finger painting, watercolors, pastels, and they can do their art without being judged.
I think gay guys... I think a bunch of gay guys.
It could be.
Yeah, because like a bathhouse.
Dancing to ABBA.
Sure. Whatever the hell their jam is. When I think of a social club, especially an unlicensed one, I think here's a secret place.
Where gay guys can go suck each other's dicks.
Sure.
More power to them.
If there was a place where I know I could go get laid and then just come home a couple hours later,
That'd be pretty
I'd
cool.
be there in a heartbeat.
How much would you
Gay
pay?
guys have got it made in the
How
gay
much
shade.
would you pay for the membership? A monthly fee. If you could go to a place where you know you're going to get laid every time you go,
Yeah.
and within a couple hours, how much would you pay?
I don't have a lot of money. $50 a month.
I would definitely pay. There is that sweet on IBWIP. Plug. We've talked about the Swingers Club.
What is that called? What is it? Why is your phone on the? Why is your phone doing that?
Lori Garcia is calling us live.
All right, you better get that on here.
Call from
Help.
Lori for Couch Pilot.
Oh, she wasn't calling me. She was calling the hotline.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Lori Garcia.
She must have just saw the last episode we recorded where we played it and we were on Facebook Live.
Yes, we Facebook Lived it. That's going to be a little treat that we give once in a while. We're not going to do every episode. I'm sorry. I digress. Smears Club.
What was that called? Do you know? Something, not Playground. Was it? It wasn't Lovers Playground. That's the local sex shop.
It was something, and I thought about it. It was like $75 a year for a couple.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? For $75, we could try this just to see what happens.
And what did Molly say?
I don't think she said no, but I just think we just never came up with $65.
Someone's got boners on the brain. But this fire killed 87 people. It was Hondurans celebrating Carnival, which again, when I think of Carnival, I think it's a fairly gay event, right?
Sure, I don't know what Carnival is.
What? In like Rio, where everyone's like in the street, they have these it's like
Massive heads?
It's
like made of paper mache?
Yeah. It's like a lot of that. Think of Mardi Gras, but like with a bunch of steroids. It's just blown up. Anyway,
I want to go to Carnival.
Yeah, maybe we'll take when we do our tour, we'll put Rio on the map.
We'll try to get there. We'll try to get there during Carnival.
Oh yeah. Why did we choose to watch Turner and Hooch?
Because we're fucking idiots.
Yeah, that's right.
We're stupid.
Uh-huh.
No, what it is we chose to watch Turner and Hooch because we love our listeners, and we watch them so they don't have to. We watch failed pilots so they don't have to, just like the screen says right now.
Yeah. And besides that, I would say there are three things too, which are it's a television show that had one and only one episode, right?
Yeah, I fucked that up.
It's okay. So hey, you know what? You've got phone calls to worry about. What are you drinking right now? That boozy stuff?
No, I'm drinking Powerade.
Oh, you're getting those electrolytes back.
Yep. When you're up this high, it's important to get enough electrolytes.
You're so disappointed in yourself. You're the only one who is. We love you. We love you long time, Captain Rest Assure. You got to have a show. It's a TV show with only one episode. It was on TV or it wasn't on TV in some way, shape, or form. It exists, but only one of them. It's got to be available for us to find. If we can't find it, what good is it?
It's not good at all. It's not worth a damn thing. It's like finding a $100 bill. Actually, it's fine. It's like finding a Bitcoin on the ground. It does not help you.
That's exactly right. And finally, it has to be free. We can't pay for these. I can barely pay to join a sex club once a month, let alone for a pilot. So we pass these savings on to you.
Free.
That's right. Free. So where can you go to find Turner and Hooch? You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to the Daily Motion app and search Turner and Hooch,
or Pooch.
Turner and Pooch would almost be better.
A hooch is a pooch.
I'd agree. Turner and Pooch Pilot. Classically blue. They got to be classically blue links.
When you hear Couch Pilots talk about a classically blue link, you think to yourself, what are they talking about?
Who cares what color it is?
I care.
Yeah.
Jason cares.
Big time.
DSJ cares.
As much as he can understand it.
Lori Garcia cares.
She gets it.
Big Dick T cares.
He knows.
Big E cares.
Biggie really gets it.
Molly cares.
It's her favorite color.
That when you click on a classically blue link from Couch Pilots, it's safety first. You're going to get to what you need to get to. There's not going to be any viruses. There's not going to be any pornography. There's not going to be any Arabic princes asking for money.
It's like that. It's like the umpire getting down on his knees and wiping his hands inside. Safe. Mm-hmm. You're safe.
Exactly like that.
Come give me a hug.
As of right now, Gmail has put out some things saying, hey, we've had some hackers. And we've got some emails that are spam emails.
Suspicious, yeah.
Suspicious lies.
I open up those emails, and there usually be a link in there. And it's never classically blue. And that's how I know it's not safe.
Right.
These digitally, we make them this color because it's a digital condom that we put over this link to protect you from any of the viruses or STDs out there. Click on it, know that you're safe, know you're going to the pilot that we're discussing, and enjoy. Carefree. It's insurance, right? It's insurance for your mind, for your computer, for your body and soul.
Body and soul. We have a voicemail that we have not listened to yet. Are you interested in listening to it real quick before we get into it, or you want to save it for the next episode?
Oh, boy. I don't know. What do you think?
With the technical issues I have, let's just save it.
Okay. And this is from Lori Garcia, who just called us during the recording.
Right.
Fantastic. I can't wait to dig into that. But first, let's go ahead and take off.
To the great white... Oh, wrong.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
I haven't ate any dinner.
Do you want me to get you something?
No. We're already... You're getting it up right now.
Yeah. Sometimes DSJ will
pack lunches for us.
Pack lunches, and so check under your seat because that's where he puts them. You got anything under there?
There's a Twix bar.
Has it been opened?
Yeah, there's only one.
Is it stiff or is it like?
It seems all right.
Go for it.
All right.
You can eat that. Summary of the pilot. Based on the 1989 feature film, this series follows the adventures of a detective and his partner, an extraordinarily clever Saint Bernard, which we decided it is not a Saint Bernard at all.
No, it's not a Saint Bernard at all. It has to be like some kind of Mastiff.
Saint Bernard is
white and brown and humongous and has a barrel on its neck.
Roll over Beethoven, right?
Right.
And and that barrel contains alcohol, right?
Ew,
Did you know that?
No, yes, I do. That kept the people warm that they saved.
Yeah, because they say, hey, St. Bernard, go find that person in the avalanche and then give them this beer to stay warm, or alcohol. What kind of alcohol do you think was in there?
Something bourbon-aged barreled, I think.
Yeah, that sounds exactly right. So this
hashtag Drunken Lullabies.
Another plug for you guys. You're welcome. Not a St. Bernard at all, but rather like a bull mastiff or an English mastiff.
Yeah. I wish Matthew Phillips was here.
He has a mastiff, Boomer.
Oh, he's got a massive.
Have you seen Matt's mastiff before?
I've seen a picture of it. I've never seen it in person.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it many times. And you know what? Seriously, its head...
How come I've never been invited over there?
I can give you 10 reasons right now.
Give me 3.
He's never called you to ask you over.
1.
And the times he has called to ask you over, you haven't picked up the phone.
2.
And then the third one. The dog that he has, his head, I'm not kidding, is the size of a basketball.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a massive mastiff. But oddly enough, small for its breed.
Okay.
120 pounds, maybe?
Well, it's not a St. Bernard on this show.
That's for sure. Interesting facts. Here's a part of the show that we get a lot of fan feedback, and I actually heard recently this split a family apart.
Really?
That's never our intent.
No.
I want to make that known. That's not what we want to do with the interesting facts
When
section.
we were developing this show, the last thing that we wanted to do was tear families apart. I mean, the focal point of the show is to bring families together.
Right. This is a show. Well, sure. Last episode, did we talk about anal sex and what trickled from one hole orifice, if you will, to another to make a baby? Absolutely.
You're going to have to talk to your kids about that eventually.
Sooner or later. Absolutely.
So why not just let it happen on a podcast? Because they're used to that. They're used to that kind of format. Something,
Absolutely. This is a family show. Okay? Is there a little red E next to us on an iTunes saying that we are explicit? Oh, you bet there is. But does that mean we're not family friendly? Not at all. Absolutely, we love families. We want to bring people together. And when I hear a section that is supposed to be informative, like interesting facts tearing families apart, it breaks my pilot heart.
Unbreak my heart.
This show is built on the
Say
back of his
you
songs.
love me again.
I wish, you know what, as much
all I know.
as all the singing that was on the show, I wish we knew more lyrics.
Do you think I need to step up my lyric game?
I think the number of songs you sing right now, double it.
Well, here's the thing: is there's a lot of songs that I know a lot of words to, and I start to sing them, and I stop because I'm like, ooh, maybe I'm singing too much on this song.
Has anyone ever told you sing too much?
Vladimir Putin.
That's not a well that I am prepared to dip in. But apparently, do you know Vladimir Putin, or did he just reach out to you
He called us.
on the hotline?
No, he called my direct number, and it was right after Trump was elected and inaugurated. And I wasn't going to say this to you, but
No, I find this wild. Please, I find it wildly interesting.
he was asking us if we would be interested in having 2 planes free of charge. If we give him Air Force One, he would give us 2 Russian jets, big old jet airliners, and they would be of no cost to us, free gas for a year, if we would give up Air Force One.
Wow. And somewhere in there, he mentioned the singing.
You know what? He did. Because he said, you guys love to sing.
Yeah.
Why not do it from 2 planes instead of 1?
Ooh, boy. What are you shaking your head at?
The disappointment in myself.
Wow, something we're gonna have to talk about a lot offline. Not your disappointment. That's pretty well accepted by now, but rather the offer put on the table by the leader of the Russian Empire.
That wears no shirt.
Who needs it with a body like that? Man, it's it's like 10 degrees all the time in Russia.
Oh, right.
He's good with the
When
shirt
are
off.
you ever? When is it ever really acceptable and appropriate to wear no shirt in Russia? Never. They don't have a summer.
No. It's just constant gloom.
And doom.
Interesting facts. I'm going to tell you things about this show you didn't know by watching it.
Comrade rule.
Yeah. Don't comment on the facts. They're set in stone. Nothing you say will change them. All you're going to do when you hear a fact, and you say, "Oh, I like that fact," or "That can't possibly be true." What you're doing is you are poisoning the minds of those around you, and you're wasting your mouth. All right, burning calories unnecessarily because nothing you say is going to change what these facts represent, and that is the unmitigated truth.
Your passion is undeniable.
It's honestly frustrating because I feel like I say this all the time,
Right.
But still,
every
we get
episode.
every episode.
Let's just high five your passion.
High five it. Based on the Tom Hanks film of the same name from 1989. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It aired on July 9th of 1990 with another dog pilot, Puchinski, under the banner 2 Dog Night as part of a Disney special night of something.
We've done Puchinski.
We have. Isn't that incredible?
We did it twice.
We did. That's it. The pilot's so nice, we did it twice. Stars Thomas F. Wilson, you may know as Biff from the Back to the Future films.
I didn't know that till I did some investigating on my own.
Yeah, and you not recognize it right away?
Oh no, I couldn't. I didn't recognize the quality, the audio quality, and the video quality is so poor that I didn't recognize if it was Samuel L. Jackson or not.
Oh wow, that's pretty bad. That might be a testament to your television set, if nothing else.
I use the Daily Motion app.
Oh, I would definitely recommend doing that. Most people had never seen a dog resembling Hooch with its large head and short body. The film more or less introduced the actual breed, the Dog de Bordeaux, to the public.
That's Italian?
I think it's French. It's Dog de Bordeaux is also known as a French Mastiff.
Oh.
So there you go.
Good on you.
That answers that. Good on you, sir. The dog's real name is Beasley, and he was 10 years old when he made the film with Tom Hanks, and it was his only major film credit, although he did appear in the pilot. What?
That's interesting because I was watching it and I was like, there's nobody from the movie that's in this, but that dog looks exactly like the one that was in. That is so interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I
What?
mean, you
What?
did you or not high five my passion earlier when I was talking about
Dude, I will
interesting
high
facts?
five your passion till the cows come home.
I just said this was the dog from the movie.
Which I said was interesting that it was on the movie.
Are you hearing yourself?
Well, yeah.
Are you hearing yourself?
I've got headphones on.
Why are you saying this is interesting? I don't know which episodes you just pick and choose to start pulling the hairs out of my nutsack here, but you're doing it right now.
It's gross.
It is gross. I don't clean my nutsack. It has got a thin film of filth, and you're putting your fingernails on there and plucking the
Why
individual.
Are you getting mad for?
Because you are describing and qualifying these facts as interesting, and you know not to do that.
Are we on the interesting facts segment?
Yes, we are.
Fuck me. My bad.
What are you doing?
My bad.
Are you texting your girlfriend, Lori Garcia, creator of Super Clyde? Huh? Are you Googling her breasts right now? You can't stop talking about them, that's for sure. You know what I say when interesting facts is over?
You're so angry.
Interesting facts over. Did I say that yet?
No.
I don't know.
This is the
I don't know.
funniest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know, man. I just what episode is this? Like 60 and you're like I don't get it. I don't know what I need to do.
Sorry.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm at a loss. We've gone through this like 10 times.
Why does Conrad get away with it all the time, but you don't yell at him?
Conrad is on the other side of this godforsaken country. If I could get to him and strangle the life from his body, I would. I cannot reach that far. Okay? I can reach across this table. All right?
Yeah. Okay. If you're going to put it into violent text,
I am a violent man.
Tyler, you might be onto something.
Shit. Beasley passed away at 1992. Oh, I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with that.
Oh.
At the ripe old age of 14.
Jeez.
Interesting facts over. Do you care to comment, Captain Restisher?
It was Paisley or Baisley?
It was Beasley. What the hell's Baisley?
14 years.
Similar to the basil leaf?
14 I smoked basil leaves once. 14 years for a dog. 14 times 9 is
180.
100.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a dog to live to be 180 years old.
I agree.
So R.I.B. Baisley.
R.I.B. Rest in basil leaf. Twitter responses. Here we go. Oh, boy. Here we go.
It's been a while since we had a good Twitter response.
Yeah, we've had some. I've been very pleased.
No, definitely,
With,
since we started this
Oh,
segment.
absolutely. We've heard some great people over the past year. And this one, just like the same. I reached out to some of these people. And again, some of these people have passed away. It's been 27 years at this point. Some of these people are old or not. Because some of these older people don't have Twitter accounts.
Sure.
So it's hard to get hold of some of them. Thomas F. Wilson, star of the show, had a Twitter.
Didn't respond back?
Didn't. I was really bummed. And you know what I even did? I even dropped him an extra message. I usually drop 2 texts. I say, this is who we are, what we do. The next one says, if you got something you want to contribute, we love it. Thank you so much. I gave him a third one. I said, hey, Thomas Wilson, we talked to your buddy, Brian Haley,
right,
who was in Puchinsky, oddly enough. And he was awesome. So I thought maybe that level of connection would trigger something. Absolutely not. Yeah. My daughter would think I was so cool if Biff Tannen responded to
definitely.
a tweet. Because she loves Back to the Future. Anywho, I went down the list as we always do. We contact the creators, the directors, the writers, and the stars of the pilot in question. And we say, hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey, bros.
Yeah. How's it going, guys?
You guys want to talk to Couch Pilots?
You guys want to retweet us?
And
heart our tweets?
That would be great. So out of all the people that I tweeted, who had tweets available, Martin Casella, who played, his title here is just policeman. He was one of the guys in the station.
Okay.
We contacted him, and he said, hey, Couch Pilots, hi there, Turner and Hooch Pilot, I just happened to be in that. I might give it a listen. Thanks. And he says, and I said, great, if you have something you want to add, we would love to dig into that. And he says, well, I do have a production story about what a lucrative job it was. Nothing special, but I remember it all these years later. And he says, do you want me to tweet it back to your email? I gave him my email address. A couple days went by, nothing happened. I gave him a little poke yesterday. I said, hey, you know what? We're going to record soon. We'd love to hear it. It'd be awesome to hear your story. He's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and send it to you. He says, yeah, I just mailed you guys a couple of paragraphs. Hope I'm not too late. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Martin.
Absolutely. He did. He sent us a couple paragraphs, and it was interesting. I always like reading these, so I'll go ahead and read it. Martin says, I was pleased to have won a small role in the Turner and Hooch pilot, playing the desk sergeant at the station house where Officer Turner worked. My entire role took place behind an office counter where I greeted Officer Turner. Every time he entered, he exited with a hearty vroom vroom, making fun of how slow his police car was. It was exciting to have gotten the role because because if the show went to series, I would be a reoccurring character. Huzzah and hallelujah.
Huzzah!
Hallelujah! So I was hired for one day of work, which was to take place on the Thursday before Good Friday of that year. I sat most of the day in my trailer waiting to be called to set for my scene. A huge portion of the day was taken up with shooting again and again, a scene where Turner walked Hooch into the station house. The dog playing Hooch couldn't and wouldn't follow his cue or his trainer. All he did was slobber all over the floor of the set itself, and all of the actors. Each time there was a take, the crew would clean up after the dog. Plus, the dog itself had some medical condition which made it difficult for it to breathe, let alone act and hit its marks.
Jeez.
I'm sorry I laugh at that. Like thinking about an asthmatic dog, to me, is slightly funny.
Well, I used to have a pug, and it had respiratory troubles.
Now, a pug would be an abomination against God. Is that fair to say?
I don't know why.
Because some of these animals, and I used to date someone who had an animal that was like, oh, this animal cannot go outside or else it will pass away. It's like, well, Darwin should have knocked that fucking dog off about 10,000 years ago. But we, the hubris of man, concocts these animals to our whim, not knowing the results of the many of the case, the respiratory system, creating an abomination.
I'll give you that.
Thank you. At one point in the early evening, the actors on set, including myself, went into overtime and then double overtime. Ooh. Finally, late that night, the assistant director told me they were so far behind schedule, my scene would instead be shot on a Monday, and was I available?
On a Monday, I was arrested. On Tuesday, I
shot Puchinsky? Shot Turner and Hooch?
I shot Puchinsky, but I did not shoot Hooch.
Boy, that'd be a showdown, wouldn't it? So was he available on Monday? And I said I was, and then asked why Monday and not tomorrow. Turned out Friday was a religious holiday, so they couldn't shoot. But I had to be paid double overtime anyway for Friday, just so they could keep me on hold for Monday. And then I would be paid double overtime for Monday as well for some strange reason.
Martin, all I can hear is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I'd be like, dog, slobber as long as you want. I'll be sitting in this trailer.
This Martin Casella is a smart fella. When I came back to work on Monday, we shot my entire scene, vroom vroom, in less than an hour, and I was let go. But when I got my paycheck a few weeks later, I almost passed out. For my 2 lines, I was supposed to have earned about $250 as a day player. Instead, because of delays caused by that big, wonderful, slobbering dog, I made over $1,000 for a scene that only took 5 minutes to actually shoot. I was sorry when the show did not go to series, but acting on Turner and Hooch was the easiest $1,000 I ever made as an actor.
That's like Stallone money if you think about it. For 2 minutes of actual screen time, making $1,000, Martin, good on you, my friend.
Martin, we salute you.
Do you know what else Martin was in?
I don't think a whole lot.
I believe he was in Poltergeist.
That may be true. I'm actually checking on it right now.
My wife, we were going through IMDb, and my wife, we saw some pictures, and I believe he was in Poltergeist.
That looks like his first acting credit, actually, from 1982. You're right. Everything else...
he's a writer, more so now.
Yeah, I agree with that. He was also in RoboCop 2, listed as Yuppie.
Oh, I love Yuppie and Poltergeist 2.
He's like the defining character. There's a cop that's a robot. I don't really think about that when I think about RoboCop 2.
It's not really the most important focal
They really
point.
focus on the yuppie, and God damn it if that's not exactly who Martin Casella is. So, Martin, thank you so much.
Seriously, Martin, thank you very much, buddy. We appreciate it.
That's really cool you got back to us. And
Let's high five him.
High five, Martin. What an interesting and in-depth behind-the-scenes look. Again, something you're only going to find here on Couch Pilots. And let's take a little bit of time to marinate on that while we listen to a promo for one of my favorite shows, the song Inside and Out. Ever wonder what inspired a songwriter to pen your favorite song? How did they come up with that cool chord progression? Or even how they got into playing music in the first place? Join the podcasting god, Blake Clayton, as he talks to the prolific songwriters in roots music to talk about the song Inside and Out. Join us every other Tuesday at fcfnetwork.com for the song Inside and Out. Also available on iTunes. What's going on with that show?
I'm too dark to see. You know what? What is going on with that show is a good question.
I think people genuinely like in-depth interviews with some of their favorite musicians, and you gave that to them. How many people are interviewing some of those folks?
The part of the problem is I've interviewed over 100 different artists. How many times can you ask questions to the same people? Second of all,
you don't feel like the scene is changing at all?
Well, nobody's coming out with anything right now. Nobody's coming out with anything new. And so that's part of it as well. And during the winter, most independent artists like hibernate. You know what I mean? There's a few people that I would like to speak to, but they're a little tougher to get. They're then I can't just call up my buddy and say, "Hey, buddy, I want to talk to you."
Yeah,
it's a little bit more red tape. So,
okay.
Motivation is a factor. So that could be part of it too.
Okay. Well, I hope that you get back.
Thanks for putting pressure on me, though.
Not at all. It's I think it's coming on a year since the last episode, and I think the fans would love it. It's up to you. You are the mastermind behind it, but it's an interesting show.
It's definitely interesting. We take a song and we go through how it was constructed and why it was constructed. Yeah, there's so much fan feedback right now coming through. It's crazy. You did 20 episodes of the song, but before you focused on individual songs, you did like 80, 90 interviews before that, just with a bunch of different great roots music artists. Right.
But this one really hones in and focuses on individual songs, something I don't think anyone else is doing. It's a really great idea for a show. You did some great episodes, and I hope that you continue with it in some fashion. No pressure. It's all on you.
I appreciate the pressure.
Okay. Let's break down this pilot.
All right, break it down for my fellas.
You mentioned it before, and I think I even mentioned it before in this show. The audio and visual of this pilot is terrible.
It's horrible, and you have to look past that as you're watching it.
Yeah.
You're going to miss some stuff, but it's going to be annoying. It's going to give you a headache at times. But you have to look past that and just enjoy it for what it is. It was unsold. So it never aired.
No, it did air because it was part of a Two Dog Night and it aired with Puczynski.
Yes.
And at the very, I don't know if at the very end it even mentions Puczynski in the credits. Did you hear that?
No, I missed that part.
Oh boy, the visuals is terrible. It's a lot of pixelation.
Very dark.
Things seem a little blurry. The audio, there's almost a constant buzzing, which I had. Sure. It was like white noise when you're going to bed. Eventually, I just kind of
love that album.
White Noise? Mm-hmm. Will you sing one of your favorite songs from White Noise?
Yeah, the Bare Naked Lady has put out an album called White Noise.
Okay.
And it went like this. It's been 1 month since I don't know. I missed it.
You missed it?
I missed it.
I love the Bare Naked Ladies. And as we've talked about before...
My wife does, too. I didn't know that about her. She loves that song $1 million. I think it's just ridiculous redundant.
What about, It's All Been Done? Do you like that song? Ooh-hoo-hoo, it's all been done.
Yeah.
Ooh-hoo-hoo.
Good job.
You know that song?
Yeah.
That's not bad. I like that song.
High five it.
High five that.
All right, here we go.
Keep it on track. The beginning, the visuals are so bad that in the beginning, it shows us a sign, a big white sign. I can't read it at all. I don't know what it said.
No.
I still don't know what it says. And then it kind of zooms in on a house. You start hearing some eerie music.
Well, there's a paper boy.
Yeah.
They show a paper boy, and he throws the paper, and then it goes dark.
Yeah.
And there's this dark, and like a shark, like dun dun.
It's pretty close to the Jaws music.
It's kind of like Vanilla Ice, and Under Pressure. Dun 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 dun.
No.
It's real dark, and is it a robbery? I thought, there's a robbery right off the bat because I know Turner and Hooch. Turner's a cop.
You know what I thought it was? I thought we were going to see a crime happen.
Right.
And then the rest of the show is like, hey, let's solve this crime.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what happened.
It's Turner. He's trying to sneak drinking his morning tea and trying to creep out and get the paper without waking up Hooch.
He does it unsuccessfully.
Very unsuccessful.
He's outside with his tea and his robe, and he's picking up his newspaper, and then bada bing, bada boom.
Hooch comes out, attacks him.
Like a goddamn whirling dervish. He rushes him.
A what?
Whirling dervish.
Fucking, I have no idea what that means.
It's a religious cult.
Oh,
something to do with an orb.
I'll be a member of that. And then hits the title sequence. A lot of quick clips of both Turner and Hooch, but mostly Hooch.
Yeah, it's a jazzy saxophone opening as the time would dictate. I think Puchinsky also had a very jazzy soundtrack. And yeah, it's a lot of the dog being messy, causing trouble,
tearing stuff up,
looking adorable. Just hey guys, you want to see it? This is YouTube dog channel before YouTube,
right? And it really, to be honest with you, if you break down each one of the clips, I mean, there's like 7 Hooch clips compared to like 2.
They know where the money is.
Right.
The movie Turner and Hooch was not like, hey, you know what I like about Turner and Hooch? I love
Tom
that.
Hanks.
Love that Turner.
Yeah.
Him alone could have sold that. No, people want the dog. Dogs are delightful.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'll fix it right now.
Turner
Richard, don't call him Dick, is obviously drunk and on Facebook because that's what it's all about.
He's blowing us up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
God bless him. And so the beginning's over. They're in the kitchen. People are getting ready for work in the morning. He's got
him and his wife Emily are getting ready for work, and he's at first. Is he talking to himself? Is he talking to Hooch? Is he talking to his wife? He's just talking to anybody that will listen.
The camera angle is low, and the camera at this point is the point of view of the dog. So you see a lot of shots coming from the ground, and you're right. You don't know who he's talking to, and then it's revealed, that camera is actually the dog. He's talking to the dog and his lady. And she apparently is a vet.
Yeah. In the movie, he ends up getting together with the vet that helps him throughout the whole movie. So this, again, goes off of that.
How well do you remember the movie?
How well do I remember it?
Because I don't remember that. You're sparking memories, but I haven't seen that in probably 20 years.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I know my mom, same difference. My mom loved that movie. She loves dog movies. And I just remember watching it with her, and I just knew that he finally hooked up. That was the love interest of Tom Hanks, was the vet.
We should have had your mom on this episode.
It would have been great.
In hindsight, huh? In dog hindsight.
Well, dog hindsight is 20/30.
They see very well.
They do.
And some would say they see to the core of their owners.
So him and his wife are having breakfast, and she starts describing this C-section she's going to have to do on a dog while he's eating.
I thought it was a foal.
What's a foal?
Isn't a foal a baby cow or something?
It could be, but
it sounded like she had to reach inside of the cow's vagina and start bending the fetal foal inside, because it was out of position or something.
Something like that. I thought it was a dog. I didn't know it was a foe.
I thought it was a friend or foe.
Anyway, he's getting grossed out.
She's talking about this while he's eating breakfast.
Right. And so, he had given Hooch a water bowl and his food bowl. He was like, don't make a mess. Well, what do you think he's going to do?
He's going to make a mess.
Hooch makes a mess and slobbers all over everywhere. And he gets mad. He gets up and he slips on all the slobber.
Yep.
Just like in the movie, it's all about the slobber. He puts his shoes up on the stove. Talks to his wife some more. Hooch comes over and starts chewing on the shoes. He's like, that's my last pair.
Yeah, that's it. You really done it this time, Hooch. And then some more jazzy music segue.
All this show is, to be honest with you, all all the destructive and cute things that Hooch can do. And Turner's just going to kind of come up behind him and try to put it all together.
Yep, that's right.
It's all about how many shots of cute things can this dog do in 23 minutes and 72 seconds.
That's pretty much it. They then go to work, And as they get there, I didn't catch his name, but the officer...
Boney.
What's it?
Boney.
Boney's a big fat guy.
Right.
And he starts updating Turner when he gets there about kind of the day's events and what they need to work on, and it's kind of give him the rundown. And so then they said, well, we got to head over to Happy Howdy's Clam Cafe, and because there's been a crime over there.
Yeah, he's like, Howdy is steamed. Get it?
The clams are steamed, I think is what he said.
No, he said, Howdy is steamed.
Oh, like the clams are steamed.
No. Howdy is steamed about the robbery. He's mad.
Yeah.
That was the joke.
Because clams are steamed?
Yes. Howdy steamed clams, but the clams were also steamed because of the robbery.
Pretty good joke.
Oh, great joke. Very IBWIP-ish. Anyway, I digress. So then Turner says, you know what? I got to go investigate this. Pulls up in front of the Happy Clam, and Hooch, he's like, stay in here, you know. Nope. Hooch, everything that Turner says do or don't do, the dog does the opposite.
Terrible
just like
dog.
in the movie. Just like my dog.
Terrible dog.
Hooch runs into the restaurant, runs over the dishwasher, and starts eating food. You can't have a dog in a kitchen. Guess
No.
what? In this pilot, you do.
Anything goes here. They go in the diner, the dog's eating everything, and then this big black cook.
What? This big black what?
Cook. He comes out of the kitchen, and he appears...
It's Howdy.
Howdy, and he appears to know Turner and Hooch. And he says, I'm so happy to see you. Breakfast is on the house.
Right. For everybody, I think
Yeah.
he said. Why would you give everybody in the restaurant clams for breakfast and for free just because a cop and a dog come in?
He says they were robbed and a bag of rolls were stolen. Aren't you losing a lot more money by giving everyone breakfast on the house than a fucking bag of
Amen
rolls?
to that, L'chaim. You're exactly right.
But they were stolen. And then he's like, hey, just now, as we're talking, a pie has been stolen.
And there's a pecan pie that was stolen. He's like, ooh. It turns like, ooh, this is hot. He's like, yeah, I just took them out of the oven.
I just took them out. And
then
they're gone already.
How could it be stolen already? Come
And
on.
then he takes one of the pies and he shoves it in the dog's face. And he says, hey, smell this, you dumb dog.
The dog just takes the fuck off.
And that was his plan. He said,
hit its
he's
mark.
like, if it was just stolen, then maybe he could pick up the scent of the pie that was taken. And he does. And he runs down the tier with Turner hopelessly kind of
what?
following him. What's that?
The tier?
The pier.
Okay.
Did I say tier?
No, I just my headphones are messed up.
So they're following him, and then even the Howdy's behind them too. They come across a small kid, and it looks like Hooch was eating him at first. He was all over this kid.
Well, before they meet the kid, this is very frequent in this pilot. There's a slow motion, there's a slow motion video of that dog running, slow motion, his jowls all
slow motion for me, slow motion for me, slow motion for me, moving slow motion for me.
This show is built on the backs
Love
of his
that.
back burbs.
Love that.
But yeah, just slobber everywhere, and that's the theme you're going to see. There's a lot of slow mos of Hooch running with slobber in his mouth.
That's for sure. But they find this kid and like, hey, you took the pies, you took all the rolls. Why would you do that? And it says, you're coming with me. And they get up on the dock with the kid, and then there's a guy who steals his car.
There's like a teenage kid that was like hiding above the deck but below the deck.
There was like a second kid down there they didn't see. And that kid gets up there and he steals Turner's vehicle.
Of course.
And I'm thinking, this dog and this detective, they're a terrible duo. They're awful.
Well, that's part, I guess, that's the theme of the movie is, hey, I'm a doofus of a detective. I got this dog that is a doofus too, but is end up going to help at the end.
Yeah, I guess so. They have a commercial break. When they get back from the break, they finally make it back to the station. They got the kid and Turner and Hooch, and they had to walk back there apparently because this vehicle was stolen, and everyone's laughing at them.
Yeah, they go into the station. Everybody's laughing, ha ha ha, because your car got stolen. When a cop's car gets stolen, that's funny.
Yeah,
like he deserves to be made fun of. So he sits the kid down. He's going to do some interrogation. He's going to find out about some stuff.
when they're walking in, Martin Casella, the
Martin!
guy he was in this scene. He was at the front
Vroom,
desk.
vroom.
Yeah, that's what happened when he came in. And they sit down, and Turner starts to interrogate the kid with a sandwich.
When you watch this pilot, go back and watch it. When you watch that pilot and you hear Martin say "voom voom,"
Yeah.
know that he made over $1,000.
Yeah. And that's for our frequent flyers, because the audio and visual is so terrible, I will not be going back to watch the pilot. But he starts saying, "Hey kid, what's your name? What's your jam? Who are you hanging out with? What's all?"
Yeah,
that?
he's like, he's like telling Boney, he's like, "Watch this. I'm going to do some interrogation," and he pulls out a fucking big old sub sandwich.
Where the hell did that sandwich come from?
I don't know.
He's been with that kid the whole day.
Right now, I could use one of those.
You said you hadn't eaten dinner. Had that Twix not fill you up? That DSJ? No. Oh.
So Turner starts to try to interrogate the kid and find out who stole the card.
But the kid's not having it.
No.
He's not giving up any. You know what? Here's the thing. The kid don't want stitches.
Right. So he's not a snitches.
Yeah.
And he starts to, pulls out a cigarette and wants to smoke it. And Turner's like, "You can't smoke in here."
I don't think
You're
it's
a
that
kid.
He probably could smoke in there, but he wouldn't let a kid smoke. This is 1990. You can smoke wherever the hell you want. And they're like, "All right, you don't want to talk to me? I'll put you in the jail."
"I'll put you in jail. Boney, take him to jail." And Boney's like,
"We don't have a jail."
"I don't have a jail." And then the girl says, "We just got off the phone with county and they won't take him."
When they're just figuring this out, Turner is walking around trying to figure this shit out, and then the kid is he says to Boney, he's a big fat guy. He's like, "Are you pregnant, mister?"
Right. And he starts eating the sub sandwich and sharing it with Hooch.
Oh boy. And this is Turner. You gotta take the kid. He's like,
What?
"No." And I was like, "This seems highly irregular."
That does not happen in real life.
No, this kid's gonna go. He'll go to a foster home where they can lock the door or something.
Fuck him in the butt. What?
Excuse me. Turner does take him home, and he puts him in his office. He sets up a little place for him to stay inside his office. Turner's got a pretty nice little house going on. I
Yeah,
think.
and his wife seems very fine with it.
His wife. Oh, she's on board. He's like, "I'm barren. We're getting of age. We need. Thank God we have a kid in this house."
Right. And it's so awkward. Right off the bat, so the first night, and so Turner comes in. It's like, "Hey, kid, time to turn off the TV and go to bed." And the kid's like, "No, don't want to." And Turner's like, "Well, I got a gun." You don't threaten a kid with a gun to go to bed.
Apparently you do, because right after that show aired Puchinsky, where Peter Boyle threatened a bunch of kids in an alley with a gun. These shows are cop, gun, threaten kid centric with a dog.
Right.
This is insane.
And so Turner finds out, kid's watching Sherlock Holmes, and the audio when you can hear the TV is horrible. It's really bad. And the kid's like, "This is just Sherlock Holmes. I'm going to go to bed anyway." And Turner's like, "Sherlock Holmes? I love Sherlock Holmes." And they sit down and have a little moment together.
Yep.
The wife peeks in. Emily's like, "Oh, look at them being son."
She loves it. She's like, "You guys want some hot buttered popcorn?"
"Hey, I love the hot buttered popcorn."
The kid, they clean up and they're watching the TV, and before that, the kid kind of opens up to the woman,
right?
Emily. He's like, "Hey, my name is Derek Delaney. I'm an orphan from New York, New Jersey." So he puts all this information into the system. Turner does, to see if they can find out who he is. But then they have a nice little moment together, and then Turner says, "I hate kids. I don't like this kid. I hate kids, just like I hate Hooch."
Yeah, Emily is in the hallway. She's like, "He is an orphan. He has no place to go." "Well, of course, we've known him for 10 minutes. He can stay here, right? We can adopt him. It's that easy."
Let's fully take on the responsibility of a child we've known for 10 minutes.
That's like 12 years old, 13 years old.
The kid is beyond damaged.
And Turner's like, "No, I hate kids, and I even hate this dog. Why would I want to settle up on another one?"
Ugh. Night falls. The kid sneaks around the house, and then he leaves. And Hooch is like, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm going with you."
Right. He doesn't start barking.
No, he kind of
He doesn't
casually
growl.
follows.
He doesn't grab it by the pant leg, which you would think he would do. Oh, there's a prisoner trying to escape from Turner prison.
You think he would have at least tried to copper tone that kid by grabbing his ass?
Heads up. Heads up.
Didn't do it.
Nope.
The next day, apparently the kid was walking around all night, and then he's on the side of the road hitchhiking, and Hooch is right there, kind of with him and kind of gently barking at him. I think he's trying to get him saying, "Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, kid." Turner calls in every single reinforcement. After you see the kid hitchhiking and it pans back over to Turner's neighborhood, I was like, I don't know if this is his neighborhood. There's a big crime scene here. He's going to figure out a crime. It's not at all another crime.
No.
It's the kid is gone, and he's got 6 cop cars in front of his house. They wouldn't do that.
It reminds me of, remember the on Netflix, the Making of a Killer or something?
Yeah, Making a Murderer.
Making a Murder? The manhunt that they had on this guy? This is what it is.
It's like that, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the grid system going.
Smart.
They were calling everybody. And, the kid was probably like 3 blocks down the road trying to hitchhike.
Yep. I think you're probably exactly right about that. Derek is then still on the side of the road trying to hitchhike, and then he's found by that scumbag friend from earlier on the pier, and Hooch recognizes that this guy is bad news, and he chases him over a fence.
Good job, Hooch.
Hooch is on it, man.
Hooch is the man. Hooch is the star of the show, and it was intended to be the star of the show.
Yep.
So the teenager had, ran off, and Derek's like, you know what? I think I can drive this car.
Yeah.
Gets in the car. Hooch is in the passenger seat, and Hooch is standing there. This is a dog. It doesn't have any lines. And all of a sudden, the dog looks at him and then stands over him, like over the driver's seat. And for some reason, Derek knows Hooch language, and it's like, okay, I'll put on my seatbelt.
Yeah. That's Hooch being mindful of his safety. I think Hooch, to a degree, is probably like, that era's GPS. Like, he was going to guide that kid to where he needed to go.
The kid can't drive. He's all over the place. He does like a 180 in the middle of the road.
Terrible.
Hits the curbs and everything. They pan back to Turner and his wife, Emily, and they have the rap sheet for the orphanage.
Yeah.
And they know all his story now.
They say this kid's got a bad deal.
Yeah, Emily, again, knows the bad deal, but still wants to take him under her wing and adopt her adopt him within minutes.
That's right. And while they're talking,
some people
about
wait
this,
2 years and go through a bunch of paperwork to adopt a child. Nope, she's going to do it in 15
she
minutes.
made up her mind in a half-hour sitcom. The kid is all over the road, and while it's a little montage of him driving in this heavy saxophone music again, and the kid somehow shows back up at Turner's place and then crashes into Boney's car, who's sitting out front.
Yep,
and it was Turner's car, it turns
Yep,
out.
patrol car.
Derek is then staying at the Turner's place again, and he's making a big mess with Hooch.
They're playing tug-of-war with a feather pillow.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Hooch plays innocent. And Turner's like, see, this is exactly why I don't want this.
Yeah.
And Derek hits him with the pillow. He hits him back. Freeze frame.
A lot of jazzy sax. Hooch slobbers all over the place. Roll credits.
Freeze frame of there's even a freeze frame slow-mo of Hooch with slobber all over the place.
Gross. Up next, Two Dog Night continues with Puchinsky. Really cool. That is odd. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty odd that these two pilots that only had one episode were back to back, and we've done them both now. Pretty cool.
Just goes to show that you scouring and organizing.
That's right.
It's a work that only a man like you can do.
Too kind of you to say.
I know.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Turbulence. There's only one episode. Something went wrong here. What was that thing?
Everything went wrong with this. First of all, it's very rare when there is a spin-off TV show of a hit movie. Tom Hanks and Baisley, great duo. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a great movie. It was funny. It was cute. You only want to watch it for an hour and a half. Eventually, the dog saving the day, dog causing the problems, blah, blah, blah. It gets old. I'm glad they used the same dog. It wasn't like a different dog or a different color or something.
You know what? It literally was the same dog as we discussed. Right. It was the same dog.
R.I.P.
from the R.I.P. for sure. My question is, didn't that dog die at the end of the movie? Why is this dog in the TV series?
I don't remember if it dies. Does it?
I think it dies. It probably jumps in the way of a bullet.
Oh.
For that curly-headed fuck Tom Hanks.
Emily saves it.
I think at the end of the movie, he's totally dead. And then he's got a baby dog.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
All right, fair enough.
The movie was good. End it there. Put the tourniquet on it. Get it up. Stop the bleeding.
The tourniquet and Hooch?
Yes.
You're so displeased with me.
No.
What would you have done to improve this, you think?
I'm so down on spinoffs.
Maybe, I think...
There's not been one that we've watched that was
Not
quality.
really, no. I would say
I love Hooch.
not as wacky.
Yeah,
It's
it was
just too goofy.
It was very in the first episode, you're gonna have we're setting up for the kid to move in. You know what I mean? Like you know what's gonna happen in the next episode. I'll wake up in the morning. There's Hooch on the floor eating his food. There's the kid.
Yeah.
They adopted him in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was wacky in the fact that it was like scripted wacky, like when Hooch like takes off and is pulling him. It's all just very, very not organic at all.
No, it's very goofy and silly. And R.I.P. Ringling Brothers. I would, this could maybe benefit from being a little bit more realistic. It can still be funny, and you can still have the dog being adorable and making messes.
Could you say slow? Would you agree that slow it down?
Yeah, they were jumping around scenes a lot. But if it should still be a comedy because that's the tone of the film. And if that was successful and they want to recreate that, then let's keep it a comedy. But maybe slow it down a little bit. But I don't want to see this an hour. I don't think.
No, I don't mean add a time to it. I'm just saying slow down all the goofiness.
Sure. Yeah. Where would you like to see it go if it had survived?
I don't want to see that kid. They don't need to have a kid.
Maybe kill off the kid in the next episode.
Shoot him right between the eyes. No,
maybe it's like Lemmy and like of Mice and Men, and the dog is Lemmy.
Like Motorhead.
Oh yeah, what if the dog is like Lemmy Kilmeister and the dog drinks a bottle of vodka every day?
Right. No, I don't think you add the kid. If you want to add the kid in season 2, that's fine. Just make it about the dog. I mean, that's what it's all about anyway, right?
So maybe change it, make him a talking dog.
No, don't make him a talking dog.
Who absorbed the power, the soul of Turner's previous partner?
No, that's a Puchinsky.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just have the dog do cute things, tear stuff up, and catch all the robbers. Really, don't add the kid. The adding of the kid, adding of the kid living there.
Yeah,
it was really unnecessary.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see what some people had to say about this show. Let's see what some people had to say about this show. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
IMDb score. We always look here. It's always interesting to see what number other people have come up with from IMDb. What do you think the rating would be here?
4.3.
5.0. Right down the middle.
I was so close.
36 ratings. Critic reviews from the website Important, in quotes, joking, Important Pop Culture. TV Pilot Hell, Turner and Hooch by Chris McElfresh. Turner and Hooch aired on NBC in the summer of 1990. A summer premiere, especially pre-2000, is usually a bad sign anyway. But, oh boy, 1990 was a bad year for television. To give you an idea of how bad it was, Turner and Hooch, as stillborn and bland as it was, is not the worst cop with a dog comedy series of that summer. The problem with Turner and Hooch is that it's boring and lazy. Outside of some of the performances, there really isn't anything, or there isn't really anything painful about it, and I can honestly see myself forgetting the show even exists. At least with the famously bad shows like Small Wonder, you remember why it was bad. Less than an hour after sitting through this snorefest, I was only thinking about what I wanted for lunch.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, big dose of negativity.
Right, and we don't need that.
No.
One of the things on Couch Pilots that we don't do is we don't just bring a show on here, talk about it, and just rip the hell out
That's
of it.
very easy to do. It's very hackneyed, yeah.
Hackneyed.
Hack-five it.
Achoo?
God bless you.
Thank you.
Turner and Hooch's failed TV spinoff Resurrected a Dead Dog by Nathan Rabin.
That's horrible.
The tension between the neatness-obsessed Turner and the slovenly Hooch provided this fundamental comic tension in the movie, even if it never led to anything resembling laughs. The pilot tries to have it both ways. Turner professes to hate Hooch and is terrorized by his freewheeling ways in a manner that is nearly identical to the movie, yet he also clearly loves Hooch and values him as a partner.
That's just like Stick Around.
Yeah. He was very annoyed by Andy Kaufman's robot, but then he decided, you know what?
You know, I love you. I love you, bro.
I love you, robot.
I love you, bro.
Another... I love you too, man.
All right, cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we're cool. Another dog-based show.
That was a weird look. That was a weird look.
Oof. Another dog-based show, Benji, Zax, and the alien prince seem to think that Benji, one of the most beloved dogs ever, wouldn't be enough to sustain a Saturday morning kid show and needed to be augmented by a freaked robot and an asshole boy prince from outer space. Turner and Hooch doesn't seem to think Turner or Hooch is enough to sustain a show, which proved accurate.
There's a lot of negativity on all of these, for the most part.
Yeah, people weren't into it.
Right.
They you know what they think? I think they thought, just let sleeping dogs lie.
Nice, because the dog was dead.
Right. And let's just let us not lie about our feelings about this show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Ratings. The climax of the show. We're landing the plane back on the ground.
We're naked.
Yep.
We're going to town.
We're fully erect.
Fully erect. It's time to plant our seed.
Squirt out a rating.
Squirt out a rating.
Based on all the information you just ingested, everything we had to say concerning this pilot, now it's time to say what number accurately represents our feelings about it, taken from the scale set forth by the characters from the classic 90s television show Wings. Number 1 being the worst you can get, Roy Biggins. Thank you. And number 7, the best you can get. No? Okay. It's Brian Hackett. Not almost uninterested at all. What are you doing? Are you scratching your nethers?
No.
I think you probably are. Captain Philip Restisher, I turn to you. How do you rate Turner and Hooch?
I'm going to give this a cute dog bump.
Oh, this is a new bump for us.
Right.
We've had other dogs before, but never a cute dog bump.
Right. I'm a sucker for a slobbery, cute dog. I'm give it a 3.
Yeah.
It was a horrible show, but the dog was adorable. Martin was great in it.
Yeah, he was. He was fantastic. I agree with you. This is a 3. This is not very good. I would not want to watch much of this. I think every episode would be virtually the same. There's not much room to go anywhere.
There's nowhere you're going to go. It's just going to be every time the same thing.
Yeah. It's not Martin's fault. You know what? I even like Thomas F. Wilson, the star of this show. But it's just, there's not, the source material is very limiting.
It was a great movie. It was a funny movie for the 80s.
Yeah.
It's over and done.
It's done. Let sleeping dogs lie. I think someone once said that. I can't remember who. But I think that's a great place to start. And with that, we close the book on Puchinski.
Forever.
I mean, Turner and Hooch.
Ever.
Never to be mentioned again.
We'll mention it.
I mean, I said I wouldn't bring out Puchinski, and we just did. So, yeah, we'll probably mention it again. I'd like to think we wouldn't, but chances are we will.
I got you.
Join us next time, won't you, when we watch the pilot episode of The Shadow. Here's a little something to wet your whistle.
Oh.
Lamont Cranston, a psychiatrist on retainer to the police department, is asked to assist in the case of the Cotton Kimono murder investigation.
Cotton Kimono. Cotton Kimono.
When a young man is framed for the crime, Lamont is forced to assume his secret identity as the Shadow. You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or download the Daily Motion app and search The Shadow Pilot.
The Shadow, from a pinball standpoint, it's one of the funnest pinball games I've ever played.
Noted. Good to know. How many things in your life do you relate to pinball? Like from a pinball standpoint?
Okay, you want to name them off?
Yeah.
Sex.
Okay.
Pilots.
Okay.
Friendships.
Yeah.
Mechanical workings of my job.
All right.
My inner demons. Vacuuming.
Yeah.
All those things.
Some of those things take up a good chunk of your time, and you see them all through the standpoint of pinball machines.
Exactly.
Exactly, it is. You like the show? More importantly, do you hate the show? Tell us about it. We want to feel the hate come through the computer via CouchPilotspodcast@gmail.com.
Hate me today. Hate
This
me
show is
tomorrow.
built on the back of his songs.
Hate me for all the podcast episodes we do.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever cried on a show before.
That was Blue,
And I won't today.
that was Blue October.
Yeah. Oh, Molly's really into them, right?
I love Blue October.
Yeah.
If you like to be depressed and be emo, Blue October.
Okay. I even have trouble with The Cure sometimes.
Oh, I hate The Cure.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a Robert Smith.
They are not The Cure.
Oh, I see. Facebook, Couch Pilots Podcast. During this show, Captain Philip Restisher could not keep his goddamn hands off his phone. We were blowing up so hard on Facebook. People are contacting us in droves. I think the Facebook Live really did a number on us.
It did well.
Very cool.
It made people active.
Twitter, Couch Pilots Pod. You could be the equivalent to Martin Casella and respond to us. Tell us interesting facts about your own life if you want. We won't comment on them, but we'll definitely respond. Go to Instagram. We're at couch_pilots_podcast. What's Instagram for? Photos? Send us a photo of you.
Yeah, send us a photo of you. We usually post the show art for each episode that's coming up, but we would like to see pictures of our fans listening.
Yeah, a picture. Send us a picture of your ears. Call us at 910-PILOTS-1. That's 910-745-6871. Leave us a voicemail.
We love voicemails.
We'd love to hear them. We'd love to play them on the show. You'll get to hear your dumb voice on the show.
Lori's got one in the queue already, and we're not even done with this episode.
She called us during this episode to leave. We played with the fact that we might be playing it on air. We decided not to. We'll do it next week.
Nice.
Oh, boy. FCFnetwork.com. The Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. That's our home. That's our HQ. That's the umbrella in which all the great programs... Ella. Who sang that? Is that Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Okay, great artist.
Great.
FCF
drawings are amazing.
What's that?
The drawings are amazing. You said great artist.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. Anything else you want to tell our frequent flyers before we go today?
No, not really.
No,
but thanks to Martin. I really appreciate it. Thanks to all our frequent flyers. Please take the time to tell folks about the show. We cannot grow without your guys' help. I mean, we don't have thousands and thousands of dollars so we can get a marketing company to help us out.
No, we don't. We don't have that.
I mean, we're paying for this plane. We're paying for the gas. We're paying for DSJ. We're also paying for the Libsyn account.
Mm-hmm. We're also paying for Lips Inc.
Right.
And we can't freak out.
We can't get a sponsor because no sponsorship that I've looked into funnels into what we're doing.
It's a bizarre. We've really pigeonholed ourselves to a part of the internet that only cool people want to dig into.
So please just tell folks about it. Post, share the links. Tell your friends at a bar. Couch Pilots. It's the way to go.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
I don't want to say anything. That's
all you have to say?
That's all.
But I mean, you didn't really want to say anything, though?
No, I feel bad because I feel like I'm taking up more time.
Is there anything else you want to say to our frequent flyers before we go?
No. Just, I love you guys.
And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
I love you.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.